Good Thursday morning. Hope your day is going well. I'd like to tell you that today is going to be cool, but I'd be telling a lie, wouldn't I? Expected to be extremely hot. We're going to hit about 98 today. The heat index somewhere around 5 o'clock should reach 107, maybe even a little more. And this is going to go on through the weekend. And by next week, as we'll get into the forecast in a little bit, you're going to see temperatures, the actual temperature, rise over 100, forecasted to be 102, 103. We'll see that. We could have some record days ahead of us. Not yet, but it is on the way. Don't forget, there's a lot going on in Meridian today. 1 o'clock today at Meridian High School, there will be a special tribute to Officer Croom. That's going to take place at 1 o'clock. We'll carry it live here so you can watch that. I know a lot of you will be at work. We'll have it live so you can see what's going on there. It's going to be taking place at Meridian High School. I'll tell you all about the events. Overall, last night was pretty calm as we look at things that go on overnight. Things are pretty calm this morning that we know of. We'll tell you all about this morning also. As we begin a Thursday, glad to have you here. Hope you're feeling well and get your day started off with a smile. Been getting a lot of great pictures. We appreciate that. From New York to all places from Hawaii. We've gotten a lot of destined pictures. Folks getting away for vacation a little bit. Good-looking pictures there. As we start the day, let's go down to Clark County. They had a one-car vehicle accident. As we go down to look at what's going on there, we go to Clark County Hot Topics to take a look at that. These things will happen on that. Run off the road, everybody's okay, but that does happen occasionally. Whoops. The best way to word that. Run off the road before you know it there. Let's see what's going on. This is. And I really expected this from Meridian. I expected this from the mayor of Meridian, maybe the police chief, a statement, maybe something said like this. But I give kudos to the governor, although I don't always agree with everything that Tate Reeves does sometimes. I have to give him kudos on this as we take a look as he made a proclamation yesterday. He is ordering flags flown at half staff across the state of Mississippi to honor the fallen police officer here in Meridian. That's going to be taking effect tomorrow throughout the state of Mississippi. It's there where you can read that. I hope you'll take some time today and go through that and read that. A very well-written, nice letter from the governor of the state of Mississippi. And again, I'm still in awe that we have not received a letter from our officials here in Meridian similar to this. If there is one, I don't know about it. If you've seen it and I'm wrong, please let me know. I'd love to share it and admit that I'm wrong about that, but I have not seen that at all. Maybe it exists. And I urge you, and I put this in the notes yesterday, this is what a true leader does. We got an open letter yesterday from Billy Sollie, the sheriff of Lauderdale County. If you have not had a chance to read this, I urge you to. He reflects back on Officer Croom working for him. And he goes back and he looks at his scripture on the day that he passed. And that's all in there. Take the time today, read that. Again, as I said, a true leader puts out statements like this. And that's our Sheriff, Billy Sollie, and I appreciate him for doing that. God bless you, Billy. We need more people like you. I appreciate that. As we look at other things that are going on, we have sad news this morning. We passed along condolences to two families this morning as we remember Monday morning, right around lunchtime, there was an incident or accident, maybe that's the better word for it, out on 145, just past the Evangel Temple. As we pull up the article this morning, we now learn that a second person has succumbed to their injuries from the wreck that happened, that head-on wreck there. We pass along condolences first to Joel Mooney and his family, who lost his life at the scene of the wreck. And now we learn that we have lost Mr. Andrew Sharp, who was the driver of the second vehicle there on Highway 145. Again, condolences to both families. A sad, sad day for both that will not be forgotten. It's one thing to be able to know that someone is sick and you have time to give your goodbyes, but when somebody is taken just like that, without notice, without warning, that's tough to deal with. And I think each of us somewhere, somehow, have known somebody that has happened to in our lives. Again, I pass along condolences to both sides of those families. Horrible situation. You just have to accept that God had bigger plans is all I know to say on that. As we look out Highway 19, boy, I got several reports on this yesterday. Whew, boy, somebody tried to turn around or come out, and, well, they got stuck. And what happened? We had a roadblock there for a little while. As we go to here, an 18-wheeler was turning around. It looks like they got hung, partially blocking one lane. They had the boys with the big trucks come out and fix it there. But that slowed traffic down for quite a while there on Highway 19 North. Headed toward Collinsville, right before 494, before you take that left, Cicalina. That's where it was, and it did slow down traffic. And I did make a typo yesterday. I was at the Meridian Police Department, and I got several messages of a red light out on Highway 39 there at the intersection of North Hills. And, well, I didn't look at what I typed in front row. As we look at this, we had traffic slowed for just a little bit there. All the lights went out for whatever reason. The electricians were called in to fix that. They got it going before long. But, boy, what a little traffic jam there for a moment. And, again, I apologize for my typo that I left out a word. Didn't even notice it. Doesn't quite make sense when you leave out some words, does it? But everybody was okay. No wrecks happened out of that yesterday afternoon. As we start to look around what's going on in the state of Mississippi, a Memphis man has been arrested. Why? Made a threat to a church. This is getting to be all too common. This was in DeSoto County. Crossed over the state lines and made a threat that he was going to come in the church and shoot it up. They traced the call, and they've got the fella. He's been arrested. He'll be charged. Quincy Higgins, 29. What made him do that, I have no idea. But he threatened the Brown Missionary Baptist Church on Wednesday afternoon. I have no words for that. I also said yesterday afternoon, I mentioned a moment ago that I was out at the Meridian Police Department yesterday afternoon. I have to give kudos. They did a big job with this. The back porch of Meridian, which is out on Highway 19, along with the Jimmy Rogers Foundation. And let's pull up these pictures and show this. I was there for a little bit yesterday afternoon as they were cooked for, taken care of. As we look at a few of the pictures there, for the men and women who wear the blue in Meridian, a lunch was given to them. We can't say enough thank yous to those who came out and took care of the guys and girls. Appreciate that. They fed them and got them on their way. That was a nice gesture to do for the folks that wear the blue here in the Meridian community. We do appreciate the back porch. And again, the Jimmy Rogers Foundation for doing that. A heartfelt move. Very low key, but done with good intentions. And you just can't have enough of that, can you? Folks that do the right thing. And I just want to stress that of being thank you. I look at headlines, and it's just worrisome as a nation, as a community, how you see things go. You just wonder why. Monroe County is where we'll go next. And people with this see the rise of meth growing. And I've never thought of this before, but as prices go down with drugs, more people use them. They're having a huge trouble there in Monroe County, Mississippi, with babies being born with meth in their systems. Who, what, why? How can this happen? But it is, and we have to face reality of these things going on in our state and within our communities. Drugs are awful. People get hooked and lives are ruined. And an unborn baby doesn't ask for this. What is the answer? I don't know. I truly don't know. But I wish something could happen, don't you? It's just all too common now with these things. And a couple of other stories that I'll read you here in a second that makes you scratch your head and wonder, how can we continue to be blessed when we're doing so wrong as a nation? Jackson, Mississippi, all too often I read you headlines of another person died. Well, today's no different. Raymond Road in Jackson, Mississippi, a 73-year-old man was found stabbed in his garage. They don't know who. They're investigating, trying to find out who, what, and why. 73 stabbed. It goes to prove that bad people use any means necessary to hurt other people. It's not necessarily guns. It's a wrench. It's a knife. It's a screwdriver. Bad people are bad people. They don't need to be in our society, do they? Not walking among us. Something has to happen. Laws have to be stepped up to where criminals fear police again and society if when they do wrong. We don't have that anymore. This is underway, and it does deal with Lauderdale County as we go for this. Lafayette County, Mississippi. Well, what does that deal with Meridian? Well, that goes back to Judge Charlie Smith. Y'all remember when he got shot? The trial was moved out of Lauderdale County for fairness. They were granted that. It's been taken there. That has begun. As details emerge from this, we'll keep you posted as to what's going on with that. Authorities arrested Ernest Edwards, 41, in connection with that. We'll see what happens at the trial. We'll keep you posted of what's going on with that. We hope justice is served. If someone is guilty of something, we certainly hope they pay the price for that. As I look at, this is going to be another setback as we start looking at things that are going on around the nation. Remember, I know this baby formula problem that we've got going on right now. The Michigan plant has been shut down again. Why? This time it's due to what we would call an act of God. The flooding has shut down the baby formula production for a while. We don't know for how long, and it wasn't in production very long before they had to abandon ship due to the rains. Yellowstone is a awful problem right now. I don't know if you've seen the national news on all that. The pictures, we're not getting in there anytime soon. It is closed, which will be one of the headlines we talk about this morning at 8 o'clock, indefinitely. Y'all know how long it takes to get a bridge around here fixed. Quite some time. Sometimes it's 2 years you have to reroute your world. There's numerous roads that are gone. It's going to take a while. It's going to be a big project as they try to put Yellowstone back together. As we look at headlines across America, this is one of those. CNN. If you'll look at the ratings, America has just stopped caring. They just quit watching it. Why? America is here. They were there. I don't know any other way to word that other than that. It just went here, and they catered to a specific group that was very loud. Well, America got enough of it, and they walked away from their newscast. You look at any ratings that is out there. As they're trying to bring the network back, the new guy that has taken over as head chief and bottle washer has banned all of the network hosts from calling Trump's election fraud claims the big lie. Interesting, isn't it? Almost every network that you flip on do that. They cut people off if that word is ever brought up. Just cut them off. You remember the guy, even on Newsmax, who got up and walked off the set? I hadn't watched Newsmax since then. Maybe you have. I hadn't. I've gone pretty much to seeking out the news myself. So many of them just water things down and change it to fit their agenda. I'll try to tell you as exactly straightforward as I can and let you choose your own. Now, every now and then I'll put in my comments, there's no thought when it comes to children and the elderly that are mistreated. I have to weigh in on that. But overall, think for ourselves. Don't let somebody make your mind up before you have. I read this next one, and as I've said, America, where are we headed? We'll go to George Washington University next. Their mascot is known as the Colonials. It's a nickname. They're going to be changing it because 1% think it's offensive. What is? I don't follow their thinking. 1% of it, they're going to be scrapping the name Colonials because they feel that it's racist or offends people. We have become the nation of offending and bending to people. 1%. And I think if you would really go into this, overall, there's a lot more people that wanted to keep the names of things that have been, is the word knee-jerked? It's just been a rash of things that change for a small percentage of Americans and not the entire group. Before things like that are done, I feel that each state, each person should have a voice. And how do you do that? Voting. If something is that bad, put it up for vote. Make sure that your votes are legit, too. Make sure that everybody's accounted for and that you're supposed to be voting. I think we all should be endorsed that as Americans. Is that right? Have you seen this? Sarah Palin. Out of a field of 48, she's in the top. She's advanced to the special election for August. As she's going to be running for Congress there in Alaska. A congressional hopeful. Well, Sarah Palin might be back. We'll watch that closely on that news story also this morning. Charlie Sheen, boy, this, as a parent, you would have to go, oh my gosh. Now, Charlie Sheen has been no saint, I grant you, through the years. He was seen yesterday walking down the street with his son. They took a bunch of pictures of them out. But the headline of this is his daughter. I'm not sure if you're aware of a site called OnlyFans. It's mostly X-rated. His daughter has joined, and we can only assume what is fixing to come next. Makes you feel sympathy for old Billy Ray, doesn't it? That's what's in there. Keep Charlie in your thoughts. Not that he's been a saint, but that can't be good. And as I said, a nation is ours that has been so blessed through the years. When you see things going on in our country and it shakes you up and you wonder why, how can we continue to be blessed with the way we act? I look at the headline that tells us 1 in 5 pregnancies was aborted in 20. Shows that 930,160 terminations were carried out. Nearly 1 million lives gone. Just something to think on. Form your own opinion, as I said. Boy, that was loud, wasn't it? We need to get rid of that. I'd like to say good morning to Donna Roseman joining us there. Barbara and Glenn Smith, how are y'all? Glad to see you there. Morning, nothing better up in the Preston shop there. Mike Moore, good morning. Good to see you up and at 'em. Well, that is just telling me that we need to add some more firmware. Oh, Maria, good morning to you. Also, Debbie Harmon, glad to see you stirring today. We're going to look at your forecast next here as we dig deep into this Thursday as it begins. It's all nice and calm right now. Boy, don't you wish we could keep it that way? Do away with all the bad things that could happen today. But we're going to face it. We'll do it together. And we have to do it as a nation. Much more coming. Don't rush off. We got a lot of news for you next.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Big thank you to Barbara and Glenn Smith. They commented they get a lot of news from us, depend on us. Thank you. I appreciate that. As we grow, before long, we'll be moving to a new studio that I'm having built. It's been a slow process, and I've been trying to, as we gain more sponsors, be able to pay for all of this as we go without going in a huge, huge debt over that. But we're close to being finished, and hopefully within a month, we'll be moving and having a brand new look to everything. Before long, we'll be able to add a few more people to the staff to where we can bring you more as we grow and grow and grow. A big thank you. And I can't do this without you and the folks that sponsor our program each day. We're getting there slowly but surely as the day goes. And don't forget, a big step for us as we grow and get bigger, we're covered worldwide, as you can watch us here on the internet. You can see us here on YouTube. You watch us on our channel. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, I urge you. It's a great way to have a second source. Subscribe, follow, like us. You can do that. Sam Media is how you locate us on YouTube. Also here, Facebook, and we're also on Twitter. We carry all that live. But we're going to be moving to the Fox network in Meridian. We're moving from MeTV to over to Fox 30 in Meridian beginning July 4th. I had to think just a second, didn't I? But we'll be moving. That's a big step for us. We'll be able to reach a lot more homes that way. We'll be able to come in on satellite systems that we haven't been able to do before on cable, and also on a regular channel there on 30 as we grow for this. Our big kickoff day will be July 4th. A big deal for us as we continue to grow thanks to you. I appreciate y'all so much. Couldn't do it without you there, without a doubt. Wayne Blackwell, how are you this morning? Also, Ann Hall is up. Appreciate that. All right, let's get into what's going to go on with the weather. today is let's pull this up and look over at Meridian Honda radar. We do have a severe threat of some severe weather today. That was kind of tongue twisting, wasn't it? Here we go as we look at this morning. This is the threat, this dark green area. Lauderdale County and Kemper County barely involved in this, and this line will go just south of the city limits of Philadelphia. Clark County, just about a few feet into the county. Let's zoom in closer and turn on our locations here so you can see exactly what's going to happen with the weather this afternoon. As we zoom into this, we go up this, and this will be just west of 59 as you enter Lauderdale County, right there at Dunn's Falls, over to Stuckey's Bridge, up to the airport, kind of northward there, following Owls and out to the Rock House Trading Post, and we'll go all the way out here to the Water Association, North Lauderdale. And then all of West Lauderdale is involved in this. We'll cut across Kemper County, just that southwest corner here. And as I said, we'll get right up to the hospital there in Philadelphia, and then it'll go northeasterly out of the county. And now everything back west will be a level 1. If it's in the light green, you're expecting just light showers is what we're expecting there as we turn off locations where you can kind of see that. But all the way back west into Louisiana, parts of the Mississippi Delta is involved in this, and this will cut around Hattiesburg as well, all the way down to New Iberia there over to Lake Charles is what we're expecting this afternoon. Again, nothing serious. It's a level 1, but we could have some areas of some heavy rain, a little bit of wind. We'll watch that, and we'll look at what the National Weather Service tells us on their forecast here in just a second as we look at that. Let's look at that. Now, we've also got this other little, I guess I'll call it let me turn this off so I can show you this, what I call a booger bear. Let's take a look at this as we go back to Meridian Honda radar. You see all of this? What is that, orange? Is that the color this is? Something like that. All of that is a heat advisory. Look how big this is. This takes in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, parts of even Arkansas, Kentucky, up through here in the deep south, into the Ohio Valley, over to Kansas. It's hot. Evansville, Indiana, it's worse than us, believe it or not. Whew. So expect it. We're going to look in here in a second and give you more details of just how bad this is going to be, what the heat index will be this afternoon. It's going to be warm. I urge you not to be out between the hours of 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. as we look at all of this. We'll get deeper into that in just a moment as we look at all of this. All right, let's get it going.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our daily record highs and record lows, 1952, great year. The 50s were great times across America. 100 it reached that day, long before I was ever thought of. And, well, I'm just, maybe my granddad was around back in 17. 52 degrees on that day. It was a chilly day there for this time of year anyway. As we look at the forecast, here's what we've got. Meridian, we're looking at 98. This will carry all the way northward through Scuba, Philadelphia. As you go on up toward Louisville and Mississippi State, at least 98 degrees. Out to our west, a tad cooler in Vicksburg at 96, southward to Natchez at 95, Hattiesburg toward the coast, warm as well. Let's cut across and head to Bama as we look at this 99 Tuscaloosa, a tad warmer than it is here. So if you're going to be in that area, be careful. Auburn sitting at 96 for the day. We also got Troy, Alabama at around 97. Now, let's look at this heat wave that we've got here. And this is it. This is an elevated risk for our area. Again, I urge you between those hours of 10 and 8 p.m., if you don't have to be outside, stay inside, stay cooler as you can. If you don't have a cold air conditioner, make sure you got a fan blowing. It's just miserable on days like this. And I also urge each and every one, if you've got somebody elderly in your community, check on them. Make sure they're okay. If you see somebody left in a car with the windows rolled up, call the police. Do something. Don't let somebody be hurt if you can help it. But the entire state of Mississippi is this way. We're expecting those heat index somewhere around 105 to 110 all the way through Saturday. Heat exhaustion is likely if you're out in this. So pace yourself. If you've got to go out for anything, don't do it for long periods of time. As we look at the official map here from the National Weather Service, we pulled this back up on the severe weather today. Same thing that I just showed you on our radar. This timing on this is 1 to 8 p.m. tonight. You could have those damaging wind. Even hail could be thrown into this. Can't rule out these isolated thunderstorms, and it should be west of Meridian. Starting there where we showed you there, just west Stuckey's Bridge, those areas. All of this is subject to change. Why? It's Mother Nature. I'll be here to walk you through it, though. We'll let you know where it is in relationship to where you live. As we go east of the Meridian area and we jump into Alabama, this is what we've got. Heat advisory as well for Bama, all the way down to Troy, Demopolis. Y'all are in this also. Again, watch those times through about 8 p.m. because it's going to be hot. As we look at this, what's in store for us is not getting any better. The 6 to 10 day outlook has it hot, hot, and even hotter. That dark red, look at that. That's just hovering over Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Even some of our friends over in Arkansas got a little bit of that. Even up to Nashville. Be careful there. Now, here's our 7-day outlook of what we've got forecasted today. Today, again, 98. We got that 40% chance of showers coming this afternoon. And again, some of that could be severe. Heat index as high as 107. Whew. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. Tonight, we'll get down to 73. That's not really cool for a nighttime low. Tomorrow, we'll end the week with a smidgen of a chance of rain, 20% chance there, high of 97. And we're again expecting the 107 tomorrow on the heat index side. By Saturday morning, 96 for our high. It'll be hot. May even be hotter than 96. I wouldn't doubt we get near 98, 99 between now and then. We'll watch that. As we come across Sunday, looks like it might be a tad cooler, 93. And then we're off to the races at 95, 96, 97 for next week. Let's go ahead while we're on a roll here and go ahead and scare everybody as we get into the following week. Let's look at the 23rd. Uh-oh. What is that? I see 103. We could have 3 to 4 days of this. Look at this. Now, again, all this is projected days out. That area between the 23rd and 26th will be more than hot. I want y'all to be prepared for that. May have to start cutting grass at night. Let's pull this up and look and see what the National Hurricane Center has for us today. And there's still a 20% of this, but it's going to not bother us in the Gulf. It's going to cut back into Mexico here. That's over the next 5 days as we watch these systems across the waters. Nothing in the Gulf at this point. That's the good news. Let's look at our fishing forecast brought to our friends out at Chet's Paint and Body. Our first major time will be late this afternoon, 3:26 to 5:30. Now, again, it'll be warm. I suggest late, or early if you're going to hit the waters. Chetwood there. The wind's going to be northeast 5 to 10 today. Let you know a little bit about your fishing there as you're out and about. Don't forget, this morning our special guest is going to be Chris Reed, he is still Man of the Year and former police officer. He'll be here to talk about. And there's a lot of people that want to talk about crime. We're going to do that. So join us beginning at 8. We get Chris's take on what's going on around Meridian. A lot of people want to know, what do you think, Chris? Well, Chris will be here to tell you. Do we have a mess on our hands? We'll find out and see what Chris thinks. That all begins at 8 a.m. I don't want you to miss this show. Whether you watch it here, MeTV, if you watch it on Twitter, if you watch it on Facebook or on YouTube. And again, as we make the move to Fox 30, we will still be right here every day delivering it to you also. So y'all be prepared. Again, all this gets underway at 8 a.m. A big thank you to everybody watching. We'll be back very soon, 1 hour and 1 minute from now. See you soon here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: